to the party, pal!
What have you done?
America!
Oh, fell off.
Welcome to the party, pal.
1 second, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh no, am I doing the thing where my mic doesn't work again?
I
I can hear you. And it says my mic is this mic.
got a new headset. I don't.
Oh no!
There. I got it. I heard you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good. Remember those commercials? It's 2004 again.
Oh.
So they saved.
Oh.
I was in the middle of. I started a Nuzlocke again, so I'm saving. I have 3. Nobody's dead yet.
Oh man, I'm doing my shiny Nuzlocke. I still can't get a second shiny, so it's not.
You've been stuck on Route 1 for like 6 hours.
I'm stuck in trying to get a shiny Dratini from the.
Ooh. Oh no, he died again, guys. He done frozen. Nathan! Nathan!
I can hear you.
Why are you freezing? I don't understand my internet ever. Alright, I'm changing. Hold on, I gotta change the background away from this flag. I think that's what's ruining it. There we go. Boring bedroom.
Am I good?
You're good. I think it's me. Alright, turn off the Nuzlocke.
No, keep doing it while the podcast is going, dude.
Never gonna be able to focus. Halfway through, I'm just gonna be like, Magikarp! Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
This is a podcast about us, the Loomer Brothers. I'm Preston Loomer.
I'm Nathan Loomer.
And we talk about movies.
Yes.
This week, we, in honor of America's new favorite, Joe Biden. Or not.
Or not. It's up to you.
For our dad's birthday on Friday, we decided to rate movies featuring presidents. Because, fun fact, our father has never once voted for the person who won the presidency.
That's right.
To be fair, I don't think he's voted for like the runner-up either.
Yeah. Shoot, what's that? It's that quote by the guy who drew the original Hairspray. What's his director's name?
Oh, shoot! I know what you're talking about, and I can't think of it.
I just remember he was on like Jimmy Fallon. He's like, I've always voted for the right man, just never the winner.
That's it.
Yeah. So, okay, so I picked. I had to remember what I picked because I forgot like which one. So I picked Independence Day.
Yes.
And then keeping the theme with that, I picked Mars Attack.
That's true too.
And then I picked Head of State. I'm pretty positive.
Head of State. And I picked Air Force One, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, and Dave.
Which I never. That's the one I haven't heard of. Like before.
I should say our theme was movies featuring fictional presidents.
That's what it is. Yeah. Sorry.
Just in case anyone's like, it's an odd choice of movies to slap together. No, they all have a president in them, and that president is not an actual president.
Yes.
And we're gonna go in our discussion in order of least likely to be actually the president to most likely to be actually the president. And I'm gonna tell you right now, 6 years ago, this would have been a very different order for me. Yes. Something happened about 5-ish years ago that kind of threw all this off.
So I'm trying to get my bottom one's the hard one for me.
Okay.
I went with Dave.
I also went with Dave.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I also went with Dave. So Dave, for those who don't know, it's a movie from I think the 90s, starring Kevin Kline and Sigourney Weaver. Kevin Kline plays a man named Dave, who is a temp agency owner and impersonator of the president, who's also played by Kevin Kline.
Yes.
And what essentially happens is he goes to impersonate the president. So they do this thing where the president, like when he's at a function and needs to sneak out, they have like this guy come in and basically walk to the car pretending to be the president, and then they sneak the president out like a back room. But he has a stroke, and in order to not like give up the power to the vice president, played by Ben Kingsley, who they don't like, the chief of staff, played by Frank Langella, makes Dave the president. and basically tells him, do whatever we tell you. And then Dave stops doing whatever they tell him.
Yep. Simple.
That's it.
My question is, does he? I don't know. The entire movie, I know they don't touch on. They touch on what he's doing, but I'm like, is it really that like much that he's like changing? I mean, I know there's minor things.
I mean, if I've learned anything about politics in the last like 4 years,
Yeah.
it's like, what? You want to take $2 away from me and give them to that guy? Communism.
That's what it is.
And they never get into like partisanship. They never really talk about what political party the actual president is. It's kind of implied he's probably a Republican.
Yeah.
But they don't really dive into it. And then a whole bunch of shenanigans happen.
Yeah. The movie is more about a love plot, basically.
Yeah. Basically, Dave falling in love with the president's wife.
Wife is the plot, which is good. Actually, it's smart to come up with that.
Why didn't I pick my date with the president's daughter? Oh no. I forgot that movie existed until just now.
Yeah. Shoot. I'm trying to think of other things in this movie that like
I want to
really
say one
stuck out to me.
Here's the thing. I think Kevin Kline needs to be in more things.
Oh yeah.
This whole cast is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I will say this: the worst part of this whole thing is when they make Sigourney sing, and she's definitely not a soprano. And they pick a key that is not good for her. and they do it as a joke, but like I'm just like, oof, ouch.
This is like the era I think of when I think of Sigourney Weaver. They're trying to branch out from the alien stuff and become like the all-around actor, and is in all these things that don't quite see what I see her. Doesn't quite fit into what I see. She does good in this. Yeah. But I'm like, that's not who I see you as.
No, this is like the most normal Sigourney Weaver role I've seen in a while. Yes. That's not true. I watched because I did the video, so I watched a whole bunch of other Sigourney movies.
You've seen millions of hers.
Yeah. I want to say, if I don't know how accurate the sets are, I'm guessing they're close. But man, the president's like room in the White House. Sorry for my dog making noise. The president's room in the White House is bigger than my whole apartment.
Yeah. God. That is the one thing for this movie. We get to see the White House more than like any other of the movies, like an actual White House.
Yeah, you see the White House. This one also talks a lot about policy, like domestic policy, and you actually see a lot of the like, oh, we're spending money here that we don't need, and we're spending money here that we don't need.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't know how much of it is exaggerated and how much of it is based on, because it came out in the 90s, I want to say 96, so it was Clinton was president at the time.
That's right.
And that's what I always ask myself is when a movie comes out, is like, who's the
guy?
Who's the guy? I'm also 80% sure that the office building they use for his temp agency is the same office that Chris Rock works at in Head of State, but we'll get to that. It looks so similar.
Oh, it does. I'm thinking about it.
It was like, oh my gosh. It's so similar. Yeah, I think the reason we picked this one first is because I don't think there's ever a chance that an impersonator could just slip in to the presidency, no matter how good they are.
I mean, Paul McCartney, though. Won't get into it. Paul is dead.
Paul's dead.
I need to stop that. No, I agree with that. I mean, unless this man is like the best impersonator, in which case, why wasn't he getting more gigs before this? If he's like that good. That was really good. I want to watch more Kevin Kline movies. The only one I can ever think of is Wild Wild West.
Fish Called Wanda. Have you not seen Fish Called Wanda?
I've not seen A Fish Called Wanda.
Fish Called Wanda, Road to El Dorado, Pirates of Penzance. There, you have 3 movies now. Kevin Kline's in a lot of stuff, but he doesn't play like huge roles, and he does a lot of theater. A lot of stage stuff. This movie has Arnold as himself, which is great. Arnold did that when he was working with Bush. He was like the presidential fitness spokesman. So he spent like a year in the White House teaching kids about healthy diets and exercise.
This man, what hasn't he done?
He hasn't been the president.
He hasn't been the president
because he can't.
He can't be.
I like that time though when Trump called him crap in The Apprentice, and he's like, "Why don't we switch jobs? I'll do your job, you do my job."
good.
It's good. This one might get a little political for anyone who's watching, but it's kind of hard to avoid the subject.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think, I like Dave. I think Dave's a good little rom-com.
Yeah.
I think it's quirky, it's funny, it's simple. There's not a lot of flash to it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
The director of it has never had a miss for me, as far as I've seen. He's Ghostbusters, right? I'm not wrong.
Ivan Reitman?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivan Reitman's, he's been good.
So, I don't know. It just felt like but as far as plot, besides the body swapping, it's very predictable for the most part.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of special extras. Also, this apparently was like the 4th Frank Langella movie I watched in a row without meaning to.
Oh God!
I don't know what happened. I watched Frost Nixon, and then I watched Trial of the Chicago 7, and then I watched this, and I watched like one more, and I was like, he's in everything.
He's in everything. I do love him. He's actually one of my favorites. So
he's my 3rd favorite Dracula. No, he's my 4th. He's my 4th favorite Dracula. I forgot about Christopher Lee.
So many. Oh my gosh!
You're my. Walk up to a celebrity, be like, "You're my 9th favorite Dracula."
You do an okay job.
Out of how many? Out of 9.
Oh God! Oh, let's say like out of 20, so it's not that bad. Like,
no, I haven't seen that many Draculas.
Oh God. Okay.
All right.
What's number 2?
This is where it gets tough.
This is where it does get tough.
Okay, I think number 2 is Head of State.
Okay, I put that too.
I think Head of State is just... Now, hear me out. Head of State, again, 6 years ago, would have been my number 1.
Yes.
But after Trump became the president and sort of did anybody can just get in there and do it.
Yeah.
This is it. Chris Rock stars in Head of State. It's a guy named Maze Gideon, who's essentially, he's like a councilman or like a city planner or something.
Yeah,
he's
something
like
with the government.
Low-level local government job. And he gets recruited essentially by the White House as a goat to lose the election.
Yeah.
So that then I think it's then vice president can like sweep in and take the nomination against a less qualified candidate.
Yeah.
Or like something. There's some scheme that's not really fleshed out a whole lot.
Yeah.
But essentially what happens is he starts winning people over by just being himself.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Chris Rock? I mean, I love Chris Rock.
I love Chris Rock. I love Bernie Mac too.
Yeah.
That's the best part of
true.
Bernie Mac plays his older brother who then becomes his vice president.
It's so great.
That scene when they first meet and just start beating the hell out of each other, I'm like, that's the best moment.
That's probably the best part. Oh my gosh.
This movie, I like it for what it is. Yeah. I don't think it's very good.
No, it's not. It's not very good.
But I like it for what it is.
Uh-huh.
I said to myself as I watched it, I was like, I want to show this to a bunch of like ignorant Republicans and tell them it's an Obama biopic and see how many of them believe it.
Oh God.
Because you guys say there's somebody out there who's like, he did that. Yeah, he definitely did that. Yeah, it was offensive when he went to that dance party and played that rap music.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Wait, I watched the clip. Have you watched the clip of Obama? It's recent of him like making the basketball shot.
Yeah.
And he's just like, that's what I do. That's what use it. I'm trying to think. This is during the Bush administration.
Yeah, this is 2004. I think this is right around Bush's re-election.
Yeah, which is what I felt when I was watching it. Weirdly, I don't know why. Like I felt this like it's kind of the backwards of what was going on in our nation. In a way. So. It's nice.
There's a lot of this. I think, in my opinion, like it has moments where I think it has potential. The problem is I think it tries too much to be like a couple of SNL gags.
Yeah, the ads like fight each other or over the top.
And the whole bit with his ex-girlfriend just like doesn't make sense, and it's not funny the first time.
No.
And it's less funny the longer it happens.
Yeah.
There's this bit where his ex-girlfriend keeps trying to like get back with him now that he's famous and like going to be the president, and it just doesn't. It's never funny.
Yeah.
The best part of this is when Bernie Mac goes on all those talk shows, and they're like, "What do you mean you're gonna like beat up criminals? I'm gonna beat up criminals. Guy gets out of line, I'm gonna beat him up. That's how it's gonna go." Yeah. And you're just like, "Yeah, rest in peace, Bernie Mac, man."
Oh
like,
man,
gosh.
I love him. He's the best part of this movie.
Yeah, and the movie's like really woke for
Yeah.
2004. I was like, they're talking about stuff that we're still talking about like this year.
Yeah.
Like the all these things. I think that they should definitely make this like better again.
Yeah.
Still Chris Rock.
Still good. It's Rock. We'll keep him. Oh my gosh.
You ever want to take a movie and be like, let's just remake the whole thing, but now I want to like let me think, which cast is like all still alive? Let's just remake that whole movie.
Oh.
Let's remake City Slickers. I don't think all of the City Slickers cast. No, they're not. They're definitely not.
They're definitely not. I picked this. Was my blind pick. This was the movie on my list I hadn't seen before.
Which is interesting because I had.
Oh, see, I thought he was president the whole time. I didn't realize it was about him running.
Yeah, I was saying he is the president for the least amount of time of any of the presidents in this.
Yes, that's the thing. But he is. He does become president. I'm like, oh wait, because when I was watching, like, did he lose? Like for some reason in my head when I started, like, if he doesn't get to be president, I picked this movie.
I picked last time. I picked a Christmas movie that wasn't a Christmas movie. So, like,
yeah, it's always one.
It's our new tradition. We get one movie that doesn't fit the category. It's interesting too to see the commentaries on a black president in 2004.
Yeah,
because if this had come out in 2009, it would have been a whole different thing. Because they were. I mean, that's one of the things they talk about is like a black man as president. That's insane. That's never going to happen. That's like the longest long shot. And within 4 years, it did.
Yeah, the next president, which is
literally the next time.
This movie, is this the reason why we got him?
No, I read his book. This isn't why we got him.
Yeah, okay.
We got him because people didn't like Hillary. That's the big kicker.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's the pawn.
If you want to be president, run against Hillary Clinton. That's the secret.
Yeah, there's just something about her.
Watch, Fox News is gonna take this and like use that in a soundbite, and I'm screwed from now on. I'm gonna have people coming after me.
It's out here. It's on the internet.
I will also say this one is all about voter suppression. The ending is legitimately like them taking the tour bus that he toured the country on, grabbing people who can't get to polls, and driving them to the polls to vote. Taking the bit where Bernie grabs the dude out of the ambulance. He's like, "He gotta vote! Come on!" Guy's like in a stretcher. He can't move. He's like, "I'm gonna vote.
I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote." That's me.
So I will say this. Here's the big political message, guys. If no matter what side of this fence you fall on, vote.
Vote.
You don't vote, then you can't complain. That's my rule. You want to complain, you gotta vote.
Oh gosh.
Okay. It's fun. It feels a little like, one of those SNL movies. Not the good ones. Not the Blues Brothers Wayne's World one. Feels like Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Little Pat.
It's a good concept. I see, and the only thing is though, if it was done better, I'd say it's good. But I don't know. I've no friends who could come up with the idea for this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like this is the kind of thing that, like, 6 guys are sitting around like stone, like, what if
I was the president? What if? But that's just me.
Yeah, all those things. So
yeah.
Anyway, it's funny though. If you like a good Chris Rock comedy, and you're okay with, like, let's say this, if you liked 90% of the Adam Sandler movies that came out in the 2010s, you'll be fine with this movie.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Okay.
Now it gets hard.
Now it gets really hard. So let me go to my. God.
I think I know mine. But it's a toss up.
I went with Jack Nicholson in Mars Attack.
Ooh, I didn't. Oh, that's interesting.
What'd you go with?
I went with Bill Pullman in Independence Day.
Oh gosh, see those are flipped for me. That's
all right. We'll go with Mars Attacks.
Okay.
We'll talk Mars Attacks. So, especially because these are essentially the same movie.
Yes. I picked the same movie, just like one's comedy.
I was going to say, you did this interesting thing where you picked 2 movies. We both picked 2 movies where there's like heist attack plot. There's like government conspiracy. We picked 2 that had an alien invasion. And then we picked 2 comedies, which I thought was interesting.
It's what we like.
So I hadn't seen this one, which was fun. We also picked 2 movies with Glenn Close, which is impressive.
I love her. So
Glenn Close is the best. I'm plugging just all of my other videos. That's all.
That's it.
And I'm gonna do it too. Her name's like probably up there right now as we're talking.
That's right.
I also don't know why they decided that Natalie Portman's character's name was Taffy.
No.
So the plot of Mars Attacks is pretty much what the title tells you. Mars Attacks.
Oh god, it's in the same era as the other political what's the other alien political movie? Forget it. Anyways, yeah, Martians come. Heck, shoot, it's around the same time period.
I'm sitting there going like the day the Earth stood still. No, that's like from the 60s.
Forget it. I'll remember later. I'll throw it in if I remember.
Okay.
I need to write this stuff down because my brain cannot remember movie names. But yeah, so aliens come. They're coming. They find them.
Yeah.
And so they plan a meeting with them in Nevada. I want to say, yeah.
Yeah, it's Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right, because that's where they attacked it. And then they show up and they have a translating device and they say peaceful, but then somebody releases like a dove as a sign of peace, and they immediately kill it.
See it as a sign of war.
Yeah, sign of war.
All right, here's my question though.
Yeah.
Do you think that it was a miscommunication in the sense of the dove? Or do you think the aliens never were looking for peace in the first place and we mistranslated? That's my thing. I said, I was like, I don't think that translator works.
No. Oh gosh.
This one's a little. It's Tim Burton, so it's gonna be a little odd.
Yeah.
It's just kind of nonsensical.
Yeah.
I'm also real mad that he threw a character named Marcia into this, and then she didn't turn out to be a Martian.
Yeah.
I was like, what? It would have been perfect. Glenn Close then zips a human suit.
There's just a lot of things in this movie that are kind of lame. I forgot. I watched this when I was really young. I think I watched this with Rex, so I had like a sleepover.
Yeah.
And it's just all it is aliens killing people and doing weird things with them, and there's nothing beyond that.
It's so weird. It has so many weird people. It's got Glenn Close. Jack Nicholson's in 2 parts.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito playing a character who really has no, bearing on the plot. Jack Black's in this.
Jack Black.
Tom Jones.
That's Tom Jones. Yeah.
Which I always forget Tom Jones is British.
That's right.
And he starts talking. I'm like, that's what Tom Jones sounds like when he's not singing.
Yeah.
The movie's Martin Short plays the press secretary, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
It's always the press secretary. I don't know why. Every single one of these movies always has the guy who talks to the news.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the CG's 90s, so it's like
it's really bad.
It's as good as it's gonna be for what it was.
But it looks like Spy Kids. Like that's what I was.
And Tim Burton's then girlfriend or wife as the female alien in the costume, who also played what's her name from Ed Wood when we talked about that. She played Vampira.
Yeah. I guess I just wish there were more twists in this movie. Even the how to kill the aliens is kind of lame.
I like it though.
I like it, but then I love the fact that like you can use they yodel. Is that what it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a yodel.
It's a yodel. But then there's the other guy who just like breaks the helmets and was like, why don't we just just do that?
Oh, and yeah, what's his name from the who's the I think it's an NFL guy.
Yeah,
I don't know the actor's name.
I don't know the name.
But he just like beats up like a horde of them.
A whole bunch of them, yeah.
Oh god, yeah. And there's a whole bunch of like plots that are weaving in and out. I mean, it really is Independence Day.
Yeah.
You have the president. You have the guys who are like sciencey dudes. You have the redneck family who's not connected in any way other than one of them knows the aliens are coming.
Yeah.
Like all these things. All of it comes together in the end, and there's not really a resolution. And I think it's supposed to be a play, because this is, I think, right after he made Ed Wood.
Yeah.
So it's around probably his like B-movie commentary era.
Yeah.
You know, this is the I made 2 Batman movies, now I have enough money to do whatever I want.
I know. I think it's based on a collecting card series, like Pokemon cards. Is what I saw. At least the art design of the aliens. So I don't know.
So is this up there with Jumanji and Zethra as like a game-based movie?
A game-based movie. So
I was gonna choose that for a category once, but I was like, there's only like 3 of those.
Like 3. Oh gosh.
I also like, yeah. There's just so many things where I was like, it sounds like they wrote this like as they were doing it.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we need a reason for this. I don't know. He just does. Let's add this. And I will say, Jack Nicholson actually is like quite presidential.
He's a good dude. He's trying.
Yeah.
Like everything he tries, I'm like, that's what I'd probably do.
Yeah. And I will say that crazy Jack Nicholson as president doesn't seem that weird now. Again.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Jack, I liked him as that. I don't understand why he also had to be the hotel magnate. I was like, it doesn't make sense. It has nothing. I think that's my biggest issue with it, is I felt like half the characters just didn't need to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. And it's weird how, like, by the end of it, I didn't really root for anybody. I don't know. Like, as far as, like, the heroes at the end, I was like, I haven't been with you that much. Like,
yeah. Like, the people who survive are not the people we've been watching.
Yeah. So. Dodie!
Dog. I think somebody took their dog outside, so he's like, dog is here!
I get it.
Good old dog.
Good old dog. But
yeah, no. I like it. Again, it's if you like B movies and you like goofy alien movies, it's a solid choice.
And there's some good comedy in it, like as a dark comedy movie.
Yeah, and the aliens are actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
for the most part, they do some funny stuff.
Pierce Brosnan, I love him. I don't know. I just love Pierce Brosnan. I know it's weird, but
he's there.
He's there, kind of.
Yeah, for a bit. He's there for a while, and then stuff happens. Yeah.
Okay. So then we got the other alien movie.
The other end, so Independence Day, which is like the one everybody knows.
Yeah.
So it's the weirdest Mars Attacks sequel I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
This one meets the Bill Paxton Bill Pullman game. I don't know if you ever played Paxton or Pullman. Mm-hmm. Basically, you name a movie, one of them's in, and you have to guess which one of them's in it.
Okay.
So for people who don't know, like I know which one is which. But if I was like Twister, you'd have to be like, ah.
I don't know. I get it.
Paxton and Twister.
I was wrong then. I don't.
Yeah.
This movie has my favorite like alien attack scene ever.
That scene is
one of my favorite shots.
Iconic. Oh my gosh, yeah.
I just love it how, because even when I was first watching it, like if I didn't know the plot, it was like, oh, what? They're just floating over the city. Like, what is gonna happen? Oh, they are opening up. He's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
that shot with the one with the White House is the one that everybody knows when that laser comes down.
Oh.
I learned that Roland Emmerich, the director and writer of this movie, is German. So, science fact: all the scientists are using kilometers the whole time.
Oh my god!
Everybody's talking about it. They're about 65 kilometers away, and you're like, "This is America." Never say that.
Yeah.
And maybe scientists would use kilometers, but I was like, "This sounds so weird when they're saying it that way in those Texas accents."
Oh gosh. I'm trying to think. Will Smith at his best. One of his best.
This is peak. I think this is this. It's either right before or right after.
I think this is
Men in Black.
I think this is the big one. This is like right before Wild Wild West.
This is right. So this is after Men in Black. So this is his second movie with aliens.
Yes.
Peak Will Smith. This is probably the last good Will Smith movie for a bit.
For a little bit. Yeah. I'll get back there.
He comes back. He comes back around.
But
welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth. Ooh, iconic punching aliens.
God, yeah, and it's just so like there's so many moments in this that you just like when you think of good action disaster movie moments.
Yeah,
they're all in this movie.
Yeah, flying the spaceship into the alien spaceship is is exciting the whole time.
Yeah, the Oscar. This won an Oscar for visual effects, obviously.
Yeah, obviously
because of the shots. I mean, that first shot where they show the telescope and then they show the ship and you see the telescope like getting closer to the ship. And it just keeps going. And you're sitting there like, wait, what? How big is this thing?
Uh, no,
Uh,
I never watched the sequel.
I haven't
So,
either. I haven't watched it.
and I'm okay with that because I just need to rewatch this.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied.
I think this is the most subtle Jeff Goldblum performance I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, he is so down to earth
so,
in this.
He's so normal. That's what I was thinking. I was watching it.
The only part that he really Jeff Goldblum's is the like, yes, that way without the oops.
Yeah.
Like, that's like that whole thing. But everything else, and also I love how every TV set in the damn country is like crap.
Yeah.
They all have the fit scene and like the screen, flipping that 90s TVs had when your antennas weren't right.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I bet a kid would watch this and be like, why are their TVs so terrible?
Oh gosh. So when ranking this on the president scale, though, I guess I can see what you mean because like I think I rank him up because I just love his speech so much.
I will say, okay, this has, I think, top 3, maybe number 1 inspirational speech.
Yeah.
In any movie ever.
But he just does a lot of weird stuff. Like he goes up in a ship, which wouldn't happen.
No.
He nobody tells him about Area 51. He doesn't know about it. So I guess in that way, it's like, why is the president of the United States not know all this stuff?
Well, and they spend half the movie before, especially before the attack happens, just talking about how he's a terrible president.
Yeah.
Like how he's a war hero, but he doesn't know what he's doing. He's an idiot.
Maybe it's. Do you think he got excited when he saw the aliens? He was like, "Oh, my time to shine! I know this is the one thing I know how to do."
Oh, I should have picked Canadian bacon.
Oh God!
Gosh, there's so many good president movies I didn't pick. No, I mean, I don't think he saw it. The nice thing is that he never like glorifies it. He just, he does his thing.
That's his thing.
I will also say, how much do you think Sam Raimi stole from the Doc Ock revival scene from the alien autopsy scene in this movie?
I can see it. I can really see it. Yeah.
That scene is so good.
I've seen a lot of movies that copy that scene. I've gone, that looks just like the alien part. Like, it's crazy.
I was sitting there though watching this go time going, you know what would be really sad? Nowadays, this happened. Somebody would be sitting there going, fake.
Yeah.
New York's destroyed, and there's some asshole in Kansas who's like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think that happened. That's liberal propaganda.
God. Oh, God. That's what happened. You're so right.
I want to make a zombie movie that's just coronavirus. And just have people who are like, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to get it.
It's going to get...
Yeah, and then those people will get eaten.
Yeah.
No, this movie's fantastic. If you want a good action disaster movie, I think Independence Day is probably the best one.
Yes.
Maybe Titanic.
But Titanic it takes a while to get to the disaster.
That's true. Titanic is like 2.5 hours of romance and 90 minutes of a sinking boat.
Which I understand. I rewatched Titanic. I'm sorry, talking about that now. I thought I hated it because I watched it when I was so young. And I realized like, okay, I just was waiting for the boat to sink when I was little. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm older, it's a good film.
It's really good. Well, I had the unfortunate thing of my mom let me watch it the day before we went on a boating trip.
Such a good idea.
Nothing like telling a 7-year-old like, hey, we're going to go on a boat and I watch this boat sink for an hour.
Oh, gosh.
Independence Day. Back to Independence Day. It's just good, and it's very, like, random people. I like how Randy Quaid in this movie is just Randy Quaid now.
Yeah.
Like, the more I see Randy Quaid in movies, the more I'm like, he's just being himself, but a little less weird. He's, like, more weird in real life than he is in the movies he's in.
Yeah. Alien design is beautiful. I love the way these look. These are the kind of aliens that, like, when I think of aliens coming to Earth, these are the ones.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Has Robert Loggia, who I love for the sake of the commercial that he's in.
Oh God.
Whoa, Robert Loggia.
It's Robert.
That's it. It also is my least favorite trope from an action movie, which is not one that you know of, but I just want to think about this for a minute.
Yeah.
Every time somebody says, there's too many of them, how many times is it an Asian person?
I didn't think about that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's like, even in Star Wars, they managed to do it with the one Asian guy in Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I was like, okay, so Hollywood, stop having the guy who says there's too many of them always be the Asian guy.
Gosh. I think this movie has too happy of an ending for how much of a threat the aliens were. I'm like, only one like main character like really blows up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a miracle considering how many aliens there were.
There's a lot of plot armor in this.
Yeah.
Especially given how much of that dogfight happens before the shields go down. You know?
Yeah.
And even after the shields go down, I'm like, you've got a bunch of like fringe crop dusters and like backwoods pilots fighting against a trained alien army, and somehow they walk away mostly alive.
Yeah. It's fine. Nothing. Oh well.
It's all right.
Okay, so now we get to the top two. Wait, do we
Yeah, we have two more.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
Most presidential presidents. This one was also a toss-up for me for different reasons.
Yeah.
Because I think one is more realistically presidential, but one is more like
what I want,
what you hope is president.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I gotta put Harrison Ford at number one. So
yeah, we're gonna go Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove. Although
also Peter Sellers is British, so he can't be president.
You're right.
Also,
put him at the bottom. You know what? Forget it. He can't be president.
Also, he's dead, so he can't be president. We don't let presidents be dead. Is that a thing? Hold on. I want to look up the.
I don't know if that's written.
What are the rules of presidents? Let me see.
Can you be dead?
Who can be president? Hold on. I'm looking it up. Joe Biden.
Well, that's okay.
No person except a natural-born citizen or citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of the Constitution shall be eligible to the office of the president. Neither shall any person be eligible to the office of the president who has not obtained the age of 35 years and been a 14-year resident within the United States. So that means that, yes, technically, if you are dead, you can still be the president.
Okay, forget it. Never mind. Put it back up at number two.
Put it back up at number two. It's just the British thing.
It's just the British.
I wonder how many people watch this movie and watch Dr. Strangelove and don't realize it's a satire.
Yeah.
Which is hard because it's really obvious.
It's so obvious.
But I wonder sometimes, like, yeah, nuke 'em. Do it.
Oh my gosh. This is my favorite Kubrick film. It's so brilliant.
This is number two for me.
Ooh.
I'm a Shining guy.
I get it.
Yeah.
Something about this. I always think this movie is longer than it is. It's such a short film for how much I think about it. But okay, wait. Should I say the plot or should I just
basically? Okay, yeah. Well, it's not that spoiler because it happens pretty early. Yeah. Basically, there's a plane that thinks that they got an order. They get a miscommunication that gives them an order to drop a nuke on. We're gonna say a Russian. Yeah, it's a Russian military installation. And then right when the president tries to rescind the order, the communications equipment goes out because of a couple of different reasons. Yeah. One, because they have an attack on the plane, and two, because one of the generals goes crazy and like locks down everything at the base where they're trying to signal them from. So Peter Sellers plays 3 roles. He almost played 4, but he got sick on the day. No, he broke his. I think he said he broke his foot the day they were shooting. He was also supposed to play the guy who goes out on the bomb at the end.
Oh, okay.
But he broke his foot, and they couldn't do it. So they got Slim Pickens, which is the best name for a guy from the South.
Yeah, it's really good.
This has an early James Earl Jones in it, which I didn't realize until I forgot about that. And then I was like, wait, what?
I don't know why this movie looks like it's shot. I know it's like fake black and white, but even the fake black and white looks like really smooth. Like it's smoothed out. I don't know how to say it. It looks like it's made in the 2000s. It looks so well shot with the cameras.
Just because Kubrick's great. Kubrick's like one of the best filmmakers who ever existed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also scary how real this movie feels. I'm like this. I feel like this is like we are 2 2 miss emails away from this happening somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Which is funny because I was thinking that I was watching like this is more. I know the scare was going on back then,
Yeah,
but this kind of thing happening is more relevant today. Like
this
that
was
if one bomb goes off, all the bombs go off.
This was late 60s, I think. So
yeah,
it was like in the middle of the Johnson Nixon administration transition, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just feels like it could happen. And it's scary to think that like one human being has the power to just like end everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Sellers should have. I don't know who won over him for this. He's so good.
I gotta remember who it was. I know it was somebody. I remember I looked it up.
And it's probably good, but he's so good in this.
Dr. Strangelove.
Him playing the my favorite out of the 3. I know we're talking about the president, but man, him playing the science Dr. Strange.
God, Dr. Strangelove.
Who's an ex-Nazi, who has
it's
one
like
arm.
one of those like I'm not a Nazi, but I'm a Nazi.
Yeah, because his one of his arms is still like has it in his like set in his programming to like do the Heil and everything.
Yeah. He reminds me of Inspector Kemp from Young Frankenstein a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Just keep it going.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I've seen it. Did Kubrick also use the ants go marching when he did Full Metal Jacket?
I think so.
I think he did. I think he uses it in both of them.
Oh, weird. Maybe it's copy. It's probably free.
Oh yeah, it's probably old enough. Hold on, I'm still looking up the Oscars thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just rambling.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I love the whole like and again, going back to our theme of it's not as weird now. Dr. Strangelove, the president having a Nazi in his like inner circle, not that weird anymore.
Not as weird. He seems like an okay president. Besides that,
honestly, he's not bad. Yeah, and Peter Sellers' American accent is like impressive.
Yeah.
Best actor Peter Sellers. There we go. Yeah. What freaking awards show was this? 60s. There we go. Oh, was it John Wayne?
Oh, well, I don't like that then.
He lost to... Oh, no, wait, hold on. That's the wrong one. Son of a gun.
Everyone, we're going to get it.
No, that's the wrong. Peter Sellers lost to Rex Harrison and My Fair Lady.
Okay, well, I still don't love it. So, it's just, never mind.
It's still not great. And oh my gosh, the people he was up against. How did Rex Harrison win that award?
Money.
This is foreshadowing to our future.
Oh, and Peter O'Toole, another Peter O'Toole loss.
One of 9 Peter O'Toole losses. I love that the guy's name is Colonel Bat Guano, and who comes in and they call him on it.
Yeah,
Colonel Bat Guano, if that is your name. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good.
And it has that freaking great line with the "You can't fight in here. This is the war room."
This is the war room, which I quote and people never get, which I'm really sad about.
Oh, I love that line. I love that line so much.
No,
it's just funny, and it's not like laugh out loud funny, but it's just so subtle. Good.
Yeah.
And Peter Sellers given a masterclass in 3 characters that you know are him, but don't feel like him.
Don't feel like him. I love the ending just because it's totally what would happen with everyone has like a plan to how they're going to are talking about plans to survive this, and they start arguing so much that they just start getting blown up.
Yep.
Because they can't make a decision.
Yeah.
And, it's great.
Yeah. It's great. It's fantastic. It's the best. I love it.
I don't want to talk about the next movie. Okay.
Too bad. Okay, that's the end of it. No, we're going to Air Force One. Before I did my thing, I looked up on 4 movie websites the rankings of people who've played like fictional presidents. Harrison Ford was number 1 3 times.
3 times.
The only time he lost was to what was it? It was one of the actual like A Few Good Men, not A Few Good Men. That's a war movie. One of the ones where it's like, Martin Sheen as the actual president kind of a thing.
I get that.
They actually took it really seriously, and he's like, a good job.
So,
but that's not how we roll here.
No, I don't care. I don't care about your policy anymore.
I just want Air Force One. I just want the president beating up Russians on a plane.
On a plane because he can. Oh gosh.
Yeah. This is great. This is
great.
Fantastic.
Basically, so yeah, some Russians. Well, they don't hijack yet. They kind of.
So this is what happens. Essentially, there's a Russian general who gets taken. He gets captured by by an operation between the Americans and the Russian government, because he's like a one of those wartime commanders who wants to hold power. And they take him out and they put him in prison. The president's giving a speech on it in Russia, and then on the plane trip back, a Russian terrorist sect who are like radical loyalists to the guy who is in prison take over Air Force One. Capture everybody except the president, who has to save his own plane.
Yes.
And he's played by Harrison Ford, who I will say of the six of them, if I was to line those guys up at the time that they played these roles and go, which one looks the most like someone who's actually the president?
That boy.
Harrison Ford.
I think that's why in my head I go with him.
And Gary fucking Oldman is the bad guy.
Oh god, he's one of the best villains ever.
This movie's his villainy in this movie is so good.
Something I appreciate more watching this movie this time was the ground communication to help him out, which is really good.
Yeah.
Just like the secret, like when they try to do the fueling thing and everything.
Yeah, when they try to dump the fuel, and I will also. Oh, he's gone. He died again. We're gonna take a 5-minute pause till Nathan returns, and I'm sure he's screaming because he can hear me right now, but I can't hear him, and I'm the one recording. All right, you're back.
Rest in pee-pee.
Rest in pee-pee. Ew.
No. Sorry, everyone.
No, I agree. I think that's one of the things. I will say the plot of this one's a lot less original if you've seen Die Hard.
Yeah.
It's Die Hard on a plane.
Die Hard on a plane. That's what it is.
It's my third favorite Die Hard movie.
Oh no!
Do you want to know what my second is?
What?
It's Paul Blart Mall Cop.
I can't do that. Oh god, that's a movie we gotta find a way to get on here.
Oh, I can do it. It takes 2 seconds. You just gotta like. That's how I did Birds of Prey. I was like, what's a category I can conceivably fit this in? I'm cry laughing.
Oh my god, dang it. We should have just done a whole like not Die Hard, but it's Die Hard category.
I mean, that's the future. It's not the next one because we already chose that one, but it's coming. Be ready for Die Hard, but not Die Hard.
Not Die Hard. Oh god.
Every time that they break into the cockpit now because of Spider-Man 2 and they take over the thing, I always just want Tobey Maguire to come out and be like, "You get your rent when you fly this goddamn plane." And then the guy who plays Mr. Dickovich gets down and takes over.
Oh god. Oh, it's so good.
Either that or him to shoot somebody in the leg and just go, "Rent." You've got ears like a bat and eyes like a rodent.
People love Spider-Man 2. That's probably the weirdest part.
It's weird landlord. His weird Russian landlord.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think I'm always just waiting for the parachute thing at the end though. It's one of my favorites, the switcheroo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that is such a good trick, and they pull off like the logic in this one's actually pretty sound, more or less. There's a couple things that the only thing that's not realistic is that the president's like a good person most of the time.
Yeah,
he's got integrity. He's trying to do a good job. He's not an asshole.
Oh gosh, I wonder how this will affect his foreign policy. I don't.
Well, it's confusing too because they end up going for it, Like they release Radek and then kill him at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers. They too much to the dismay of Russian Tim Allen. Go back and watch that prison. The prison warden is Tim Allen.
Oh no! Are you serious?
No, it's not. But he looks just like him.
I was like, wait, have I never noticed Tim Allen?
Go watch the scene where the Russian prison gets a phone call. The guy who takes the call looks like Tim Allen. It's the same face.
Oh gosh.
And Glenn Close is the vice president, which she's my favorite female vice president.
Yep.
Probably my favorite vice president. End of sentence.
I love that. I didn't remember that William, what's his name?
Jesus H. Macy.
Yeah, Jesus H. Macy was in this movie. Always happy to have him as a surprise.
This movie also messed up Xander Berkeley, who plays the Secret Service agent who goes rogue, for me. Because ever since I watched this, every time he shows up and stuff, I'm like, asshole. Because this is the only thing I saw him in for so long.
Right.
And now I'm like, he's not a bad guy. He just played that bad guy in this movie.
It's funny how movies do that to you. Oh god.
That, and I always think that this one has the Eliza Dushku as the daughter, but that's True Lies. This has the girl from The Little Princess.
Little Princess, yeah.
And every time I'm like, here comes Eliza Dushku. Nope, that's not her. She's not in this movie.
Oh gosh. Oh good. I wish we got a sequel to this. I wish we got a
Air Force 2.
Air Force 2 or like Air Force on a boat. Like, I don't know, some kind of.
That's like, Speed 2, dude. Speed 2 is Air.
I was thinking, but with Harrison Ford, I want him as the president more.
Let's just do it now. Yeah. Harrison Ford now. He ran for a second term.
Yeah. Besides time. Oh god.
Yeah. You could do that. That's a legal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Above all, as far as movies go, of all the things we've watched in this podcast, this is the most average like watching, where I didn't hate it. I didn't like love it the whole time. I was just like, this is good. I can deal with it.
Yeah, most of these were pretty straight across the board.
Yeah.
The one thing with Air Force One that I know wouldn't fly today is the fax machine bit. I was like, he'd be screwed. There's no way to communicate because nobody uses those anymore. Oh, I want to show this. I want to show this to a 12-year-old and like be like, tell me what that does. They're going, I have no idea what that is. I've never seen that machine before in my life.
Oh my gosh, it's like Morse code. It's like trying to like send a message.
It's also very interesting that this is also again a far-fetched thing in the 90s. This is a pre-2001, pre-9/11 hijack.
Yeah,
like hijacking a plane was not a thing in the 90s. So that was why it was such a big fictional thing. I feel like this movie probably wouldn't have played as well 5-6 years later.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that. It's so weird to think about because I know that's as far as presidential movies, that's like the border. It's everything before 9/11, everything after 9/11. Yeah. That's kind of how it hits, at least in our generation, until
like, some of the stuff that happened right in the middle of it. They had to change like a whole half of Lilo and Stitch because of...
That's right.
Because in the original Lilo and Stitch, they were going to fly a plane through a city.
That's right.
And they had to change to a spaceship through the mountains because they didn't want to get...
That's right. And Spider-Man had to cut the Twin Towers scene.
Yeah, which they still had the promo shot, which was crazy to think about.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. It's so the thing we've learned with these is the context of the time really defines the way we see the president in the movies.
Because now, to be fair, we put these in a list, but any one of them could be president at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, if I say the one thing Donald Trump did is proved that if you have enough money and enough people behind you, you can be the president.
You can be president. Cool. I'm running. I'm running.
You gotta wait. You're not 35.
Okay, there's something blocking me.
But doesn't worry. If it just in 9 years, living or dead, I'll vote for it.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm so happy to know that.
I'm putting that on Twitter tonight. I'm gonna tell people like, "Hey, did you know? I think you can legally be the president if you're dead."
Let's just vote for Peter Sellers.
You can't. He's British.
Oh, he's British. Oh,
that's the loophole. It has nothing to do with his life. He's just British.
I keep screwing up. Oh gosh.
Well, that's our I think that's all we got on the presidents.
That's all I got. Yeah.
You want to know what we're doing next time? We're gonna talk about some controversial Oscar winners, and I mean that by that I mean the losers.
The losers.
We're talking about people who didn't get the Best Picture Oscar that we were like, why not?
Yeah.
You done
Like
messed
me.
up. Me.
Give me
Us. We didn't make a movie for it, but if we had,
Yeah, we should have won.
we should have won. It would have been great. We're gonna submit this. Best documentary short subject.
It's the easiest category.
It is. It's true.
Gosh.
Actually, no. It's animated. I think it's animated short. It's the
Animated
easiest.
short.
Yeah.
Because nobody can animate. Nobody can.
Well, they said statistically the easiest category is the long animated movie, but that takes so much time that it's like documentary short subject is way easier.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But whatever the case,
losers.
that's how we're gonna end this, and I will say, get off my plane.
Love you.
Love you. Talk to you later.
See you later.